You might say Logan is the Wolverine's last stand. Oh, that was terrible. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Alex the Movie Salesman. Today we're going to be talking about Logan, the most recent X-Men Wolverine spin-off end of the trilogy type movie that Fox has just released with a 15 rating or R rating in the States. So you know what that means? Just like Deadpool, a lot of sex jokes. Nope. Yeah, a lot of breaking the fourth wall. No, Logan doesn't do that. Violence. Yeah, we finally get to see Logan just slicing and dicing everyone up with his metal claws. So, but first, let's bring it back. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine has been with us for 17 years. And it all started back in the day with X-Men. And then it moved to X-Men 2. And then X3, even though it should be X-Men. Even though some people may not like this movie, I wonder why. Well, stop crying. They could be doing it again in 2018 with the Game of Thrones woman. Something Stark, like Tony or whatever. But let's just keep on playing Zelda. And we had First Class, which had Wolverine in it a little bit. Nah, it was just a great cameo. Here's hoping for Deadpool 2. Then Hugh Jackman returned for future Wolverine, which is quite similar to Logan. But still, because of this, all the bad stuff you don't have to worry about just gets cut out. But now I'm going to be talking about the spin-off from those X-Men movies called the Wolverine trilogy. First we have X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I'll currently explain why that movie is so important. Okay, now we're going to talk about the second Wolverine movie, The Wolverine. Yeah, couldn't think of much of a title. But no, a lot of people like this because it was their classic story of Wolverine going to Japan, which was kind of fun. But I remember watching this, seeing those claws, killing a lot of Yakuza and all sorts of bad folks. I'm just like, you stabbed someone, no blood. Yeah. But luckily, James Mangold, the guy who did this, had a second chance to redo it, or redo the violence with Logan, which a lot of people enjoyed, because when you're reading the comic books and you get into it, you're like, yeah, and you're playing the video game from the first movie in the Wolverine trilogy, which was actually better than the movie. Wow. A movie tie-in video game was better than the actual movie. That sure is strange. So why should you go watch it? Why do you care? Because you may get a little bit burnt out and your writing campaign, writing posts on the internet about how X-Men should return back to Marvel Studios. Lewis, what are you writing again? And you might be burnt out on the series because you didn't really like Days of Future Past. Hint, hint, watch the Rose Cut. So much better than the theatrical version. But that's the common trend nowadays. Extended Ultimates, especially with superhero movies, because we nerds might get a little bit nitpicky and such. So we're like, so the directors go, here's the theatrical version for just everyone who will find it. Then let's make the other nerd buy the Blu-rays, the special editions, and all that, just to get like 6 minutes of extra footage. And we're like, have you heard? The Super Mega Ultimate Edition fixes all the mistakes, because that always happens. The one thing that Logan has going for it is that they were able to do a 15 rating, all thanks to the Lord Deadpool, which did so well financially. And Fox was like, what? We make more money? Let's do it! Imagine if they do like a 15 rated for the new X-Men movie. Also, we get to see a bit more swearing, because when our hands gets chopped off, and we're not going to be like, oh, yep, totally fine. we're allowed to swear and go fuck. So that adds an extra element of realism-ish when you're doing a dystopian things with mutants. Anyway, it helps in my eyes. So yeah, the next point I'm going to make is that there's the superhero genre, and then there's subgenres, and then there's even subgenres. A bit like with comic books, when you got, okay, here's the X-Men story, here's the Wolverine spin-off, here's Cyclops and Storm, and like the all sorts of like Legion comics or whatever. There's a whole thing. So when it comes to superhero movies, it's quite similar in that way. As Deadpool was to romantic comedies, Logan is to westerns, because in the film they reference a very famous western called Shane, which if you're a western fan, check it out. Links in the credits to the IMDb page so you can find out more about it. And it doesn't help for the fact that throughout this marketing for Logan, Johnny Cash is played, and a lot of people assume Johnny Cash for westerns. So yeah, James Mangold. So Logan is a hybrid of James Mangold's other works, with Walk the Line, that deals with like Johnny Cash, 310 to Yuma, that deals with westerns, and the Wolverine, which is his superhero genre and his love for the Wolverine. And that's a great mix of what the Logan's about. And one thing I should say before you go watch Logan, if you don't like Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine, don't, because there's a lot of him. And for the people who are a fan, he gets to express a lot of emotion and just goes deep with the character and just what the Wolverine's about, which I love very much as a fan of him and of the fan of the character and a fan of Hugh Jackman. But say if you're mixed on Hugh Jackman, you're okay with him. Another reason to watch Logan is because of this man and also this man. Patrick Stewart's Professor X, because we get to see him in this movie as sort of Logan's father figure throughout the whole series, so we're able to develop that relationship, the man who brought him from the cold and trying to give him back his memories from the beginning. So there's a father-son dynamic in Logan, which I really enjoyed. And we get to see Patrick Stewart, who is a fantastic actor. We go into the power that Charles Xavier has. Throughout the whole movie, even in some of the one, I personally think we never really got the scale of how powerful Professor X is. But in Logan, we get to see why he's a force to be reckoned with. Shame we're going to have more Ian McKellen though. So I know a lot of you will be comic book nerds or movie nerds. I'm now going to try and get some of the video game nerds in why you should watch Logan. And that's because throughout the trailers and such, there's a little girl dynamic. And one of the outlining plots is trying to get this girl to her destination. Which reminds me of a certain video game, The Last of Us. And I'm a huge fan of that dynamic and that game. And there's a lot of nerds coming, we want a Last of Us movie, even though some people may complain about it, but that's fine. I would argue this is probably the best sort of idea we're going to get, with an old man who's violent, who's angry, and a little girl who's a force to be reckoned with, go on a road trip. So, if you like The Last of Us, and you kind of want to see that Joel and Ellie dynamic, but in superhero terms, Logan is a movie for you. And when we got to see the Wolverine just killing dudes and being healthy and strong, like in X-Men 2, Logan deals with the idea of him not being as strong as he used to be. His healing isn't working, and he's not as agile as he once was. You might say he's not quite the beast. Haha, X-Men joke. God damn it. You see someone on their limits, and they're just struggling, which adds to that dynamic when you start to care. Because back in the day of like the X-Men or X3, when the Wolverine takes up some soldiers, you're like, yeah, no problem, he'd be fine. But in this, he has trouble. It's hard for him. And that's what you enjoy. You see that struggle. So what's coming up next for the X-Men franchise? At the moment, currently on TV in the UK, Legion is shown, which is sort of another spin-off that's not really connected. But if you like Professor X and his abilities, I highly advise you to check Legion out. And there'll be a video coming towards the channel at the end of the season of why you should go watch it. In terms of movies, it's been confirmed that this year they're going to start filming on the next second generation X-Men, McAvoy, Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence. And this time there's a rumour that they're going to be trying to do Dark Phoenix again, after this didn't turn out that well for them. So nerds should be looking forward to that. And there's a rumour of Dr. Sinister coming to the cinematic verse for X-Men. Have you seen Logan? Let me know in the comments. And at the movie salesman, let me know if you liked it, disliked it. Let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested. I will reply to you, or just if you have any criticisms or just questions or anything, let's start a discussion. So if you enjoyed this video, give a like and subscribe, as it really helps us out and we truly appreciate it. So thanks for watching and stay nerdy.